Star live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, welcome to This Day in History, aka TDH. I am AOXander. You viewer, are you? The Golden Loon is currently out and about right now, so not sure if he'll show up today or not. So before I forget, I gotta turn on my tornado machine back here. Keep forgetting to do that. Anyway, today is, what is today? Thursday, aka Thursday, July 23rd, 2026. This show is about interesting and important events that happened today throughout the annals of recorded history. We have a 37-page document to go through today, so a little bit on the longer side, so let's jump into it, shall we? Starting us off in the year 636, Arabs gained control of most of the region of Palestine from the Byzantine Empire. And right out of the chute, I have a note here telling me to image search this. So right here, like this is what is Israel now and everything, but it was, you know, a bunch of various kingdoms and everything, and yeah, various other images are popping up searching certain keywords. So we're going to move on up here to 811. Byzantine Emperor Nicephorus I plundered the Bulgarian capital Pliska and captured Krum's treasury. 1253, Jews were expelled from Vienne, France by order of Pope Innocent IV. That doesn't sound very innocent to me. 1298, Rindfleisch massacres. Jewish community in Würzburg, Germany, were massacred in part of a wave of anti-Semitic persecutions across Europe. Now, as far as I'm aware, like, what are Semites? Like, you know, like we always, that saying is always going on, like, anti-Semitic this, anti-Semitic that, Semites. So what are Semites? Semitic people. So let's see here. Is an obsolete term for an ethnic, cultural, or racial group formerly used in connection with ancient and modern peoples of the Middle East and the Horn of Africa, including Akkadians, which are Assyrians and Babylonians, Arabs, Ammonites, that's Pokemon, Arameans, Canaanites, Edomites, Habeshi peoples, Israelites, Jews, Jahites, Moabites, Phoenicians, Samaritans, and others. Use of the terminology is now largely confined to the field of linguistics in reference to Semitic languages. However, the term is sometimes still used colloquially as shorthand for Semitic-speaking peoples. So, you know, right here out of the chute, it's not only the Jews. So how come whenever you hear anything involving anti-Semitic, because I'm sure there's been things against various, like, of these, well, only the Jews out of all of these are the only ones left, actually. So maybe that's why that term is used. But anyway, I'm going to throw this into the underbar section. So, Semites. Throw this link. This link and any other link we gather throughout the show will be put in the underbar description below and after the live stream as per usual. We already have a lot of cool links down there, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition, various sources of music in the background, and a handful of other cool little nifty things. Moving on up to... let's see here. 1298. This is what the it used to say, the Reichsfeld, the beef persecutions. That's an interesting name. Moving on up to 1579, Francis Drake departed his land claim of Nova Albion, north of present-day San Francisco, to cross the Pacific Ocean on board the Golden Hind. 1599, Italian painter Caravaggio went on his first public commission, the Contrali Chapel in the Church of San Luigi de Francisci in Rome. And I do have an image of this, as there's no real good image of this, unfortunately, just because it's in an alcove and all the outside light really shines on the canvas over here. And I kind of wonder if it's resistant to UV damage and fading and everything. But yeah, like we have this, that's the image I just showed you. This was also a contender for the thumbnail, but the blue was just too much. But yeah, you can see, you know, his work here. Looks really cool. It's also the ceiling right here, the very beautiful little alcove right there. What else we got here? 1632, 300 colonists bound for New France departed from Dieppe, France. 1664, 4 British ships arrived in Boston to drive the Dutch out of New York. At the time, it was called New Amsterdam, until the Brits took it and renamed it to New York. 1711, the Treaty of Truce was signed, ending the Russo-Turkish War that lasted from 1710 to 11, and Azov port was returned to Ottoman control. Okay, it's telling me to look that up here really quick, so I'm going to do that just to see, you know, surface level scratch if there's the Treaty of Truce, if anybody wants to look at this. So, see here, Treaty of Truce. Put that there. What does it say? The treaty stipulated the return of Azov Fortress to the Ottomans. Tarangrong and several Russian fortresses were to be demolished, and the Tsar pledged to stop interfering in the affairs of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, which the Russians increasingly saw as under their sphere of influence. The treaty also stipulated the safe return of King Charles XII of Sweden. Okay. What else we got here? 3 centuries ago, 1726, Benjamin Franklin sailed back to Philadelphia. Okay. Oh, after nearly a decade in London, where he served as a colonial agent defending, I guess, American interests before Parliament. Okay. So, back to Philadelphia. So, copy. You know what? I'm going to put this in the... Whoops. Put this in here right now. Because, whoops, hold on a second. There we go. 11. No, it's supposed to be 18. Whoa, hold on a second. No, not 28. Times New Roman 18. There we go. Alright. Anyway, where were we? Sorry, 1726. That's where we were. Alright. Let's see here. 1745. Charles Edward Stuart, the Young Pretender, or Bonnie Prince Charlie, landed on Eriskay Island in the Hebrides, beginning the final Jacobite rebellion. 1764, James Otis published The Rights of the British Colonies Asserted and Proved, in which he argued against taxation without representation, one of, the cornerstones of the entire American Revolution, what would eventually come there. 12 years after that. 1777, King Louis XI of France and his foreign minister clandestinely agreed to supply the United States with munitions during the American Revolution. Now, wouldn't it be called the United Colonies? The United Colonies are just America at this time, not the United States? I mean, there was that thing calling them the United States proposed. We covered that a while ago, though. 1777 as well, Polish military leader Kazimierz Pulaski arrived in Marblehead, Massachusetts, to volunteer in the Continental Cavalry. That's very brave of him, thank you. 1794, Alexandre de Biarritz, the first husband of Josephine de Biarritz, was executed for treason during the Reign of Terror. Yikes. 1798, Napoleon Bonaparte captured Alexandria in Egypt, beginning the French campaign in Egypt. Oh. Okay then. Well, let me add that in that really quick. Egypt, beginning the Control V. There we go. All right. So let's see here. 18 and times. There we go. Why is that not working? That's supposed to be 18. There we go. What the hell? Okay, hold on a second. Why is it freaking weird? Anyway, 1803, Republican Robert Emmet led Irish rebellion against the British Crown in Dublin. 1812, Battle of Mogilev, the first significant fighting during Napoleon's invasion of Russia, resulted in minor French victory. 1813, Sir Thomas Maitland was appointed as the first governor of Malta, transferring the island from a British protectorate to a de facto colony. Moving on up to 1821, while the Mora Rebellion continued, Greeks captured Monemvasia Castle. Turkish troops and citizens were transferred to Asia Minor's coast. 6 years later, in 1827, the first U.S. swimming school opened in Boston, Massachusetts. And that's an actual photo of it right there, believe it or not. If you don't believe it, I looked this article up right here. It says, first U.S. swimming school opens anniversary, July 23rd, 1827, and that's the picture they provide. So, if they're wrong, then I'm wrong, but I'm relying on them to be right. So as far as I'm aware, that is an actual photo from 1827. That's very clear. So actually, that's way too clear. And actually, looking at these faces, she has a mask or something over her. This looks AI, actually. Look how weird the hair looks. I don't know. Something's off. Maybe they touched it up to be really crisp. But something's just off about this. Anyway, moving on up to 1829, William Austin Burt patented the United States' first typewriter, the Typographer. He actually patented the Typographer, a precursor to the typewriter. And I'm going to image search this really quick. So, no, not that one. There was one I was looking at here. We have two. I think this was the original one, and then he added every letter in the alphabet to make it all work and everything, but this one on the left is just proof of concept and all that stuff. So, and what is this? On this day, July 23rd, 1829, a Stadian inventor, William Austin Burt, patented the patent number 259, United States' first typographer, which later became a typewriter. The typographer it was controlled by hand to provide a printed ink impression on paper. In 1836, the working model provided by Burt for his 1829 patent was destroyed by the Patent Office fire. The main purpose of the typewriter was to speed up secretarial work. However, that was not accomplished. The United States President Andrew Jackson, U.S. Secretary of State, and future 8th U.S. President Martin Van Buren signed the original patent. On 23rd of June in 1868, Christopher Latham Scholes invented the world's first practical typewriter. William is referred to as the father of the typewriter in journals and magazines. William made several inventions. He invented the first workable solar compass. The record for the patented invention in the United States Patent Office spells out that it was the first time in any country that a working typewriting machine was actually constructed. So that's pretty cool. 1833, cornerstones were laid for the construction of 3 Mormon Kirtland Temple in Kirtland, Ohio. So multiple temples. So, that's this is appears. I think that's AI, maybe. I'm not sure. But there you go. The standard-looking Mormon temple. They have blueprint. This is what they look like. So. 1840, Union Act passed by British Parliament uniting Upper and Lower Canada. There you go, the Act of Union in 1840. There you go. So there's Canada, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Rupert's Land, some British. So all this becomes Canada. Awesome. I'm going to image search this really quick. So let's see here. No, not that one here. This one here. All right. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, let's see here. The government in England combined the assemblies of Upper and Lower Canada. They thought that all the votes would be in favor of what English people would want. That would force French people to assimilate. Ah, yes, the French. Oh. What does this one say? Since the rebellion wanted a better and responsible government, British passed a law called the Act of Union. British government acted on one of Lord Durham's recommendations. The Act of Union joined in Upper and Lower Canada as a united province. The 2 aims of the British were to control the 2 colonies of Canada into one, and give the English people control of the newly named colony, and to have a new colony with a responsible government. They also established English as the official language of government. But eventually French snuck its way in because of the population there. 1851, Treaty of Traverse des Sioux, signed by Sioux, Indians, and the U.S. I'm going to do a service level scratch of this. We do have a wiki article. All right, so Treaty of Traverse des Sioux. So let me throw this in here really quick. Whoop, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. Get the link there. Oh, dang it. So it was, let's see here. The treaty was instituted. Hold on a second. In this land secession treaty, the Sistian and Wabanavina Dakota bands sold 21 million acres of land in present-day Iowa, Minnesota, and South Dakota to the U.S. for $1,665,000. What would that be in today's money? So this was what time? What year was this? 1851. Okay, so let's see here. 1851, 2026 value. It would. Let's see here. Where is it? Nope, amounts. This is what I want. Yep. All right. So calculates. So $1,665,000 in 1851 is equivalent to about $72,211,698.70 today. Okay. The more you know. The treaty was instigated by Alexander Ramsey, the first governor of Minnesota Territory, and Luke Lee, commissioner of Indian Affairs in Washington, D.C. They were assisted by territorial congressional delegate Henry Hastings Sibley and the traders who sought compensation for business losses which appeared on their books as Indian debts. What else do we got here? 1852, Private John Brown became the first internment in the National Cemetery at the Presidio in San Francisco, California. Rest in peace. 6 years later, 1858, Jewish Disabilities Removal Act passed in British Parliament. What? Jewish Disabilities Removal Act? What the heck is that? Jewish Relief Act, 1858? No. Is an act of the Parliament of the United Kingdom which removed previous barriers to Jews entering Parliament, a step in Jewish emancipation in the United Kingdom. Oh, okay, so that's pretty cool. Let me throw this in here. This is the Jewish Disabilities Removal Act. Alright, put it in there. What else do we got here? In 1862, President Lincoln named Army of the Potomac General Henry Halleck as U.S. Army General-in-Chief. We also had the beginning of the Hyde Park riots. And what are these riots here? I'm getting DMs. Let's see here. Where am I? There we go. What are these riots? Hyde Park riots. Edmund Beatles? It's not telling me about. Here we go. Hyde Park riots. What are these riots? If the encyclopedia is going to let me know here. Hyde Park riots. Throw the link in there, and since it has not yet loaded, I am going to... Oh, here we go. Soon after the death of Palmerston, Lord Russell's government introduced a second reform bill extending the franchise. Opposition by discontented liberals led to the fall of the government in June of 1866, and a minority conservative administration took office under Lord Derby. On July 23rd, a large Reform League meeting called for Hyde Park found it closed. The crowd broke down the railings and clashed with police and reserve inside the park. Lord Stanley, a member of the cabinet, commented that there was more mischief than malice and more of mere larking than either, though a policeman was killed. Yikes. So this is somebody died. So this became serious. What else do we got here? 1863, Alexandra Park opened in North London, England, and I image searched this a while ago. We're not there yet. It's a large park. Looks like it has a lot of amenities and a huge building there and everything. So it's not just like a tiny little whatever park. It has a whole pond or lake or something, and massive stairs. It's a huge building. Probably an arboretum or something. I don't know. Aren't those arboretums outside? Anyway, what else we got here? 1866, Cincinnati Baseball Club, the Red Stockings forms. I wonder if they became the Red Sox. Cincinnati Red Stockings. Let's look these up here really quick. Cincinnati Red Stockings. Well, it's not telling me what they became right out of the chute. Baseball club, yada yada yada, baseball club. A first professional team. It's not telling me if they're still even around. So, all right. Well, you know what? I'm going to throw this in the underbar section. Cincinnati Red Stockings. If anybody can follow this path, let us know in the comment section. Do they become the Red Sox or what? Oh, the loon just got here. Hey, so can you tell me the Cincinnati Baseball Club, the Red Stockings?
Yeah.
Do you know what they became?
Cincinnati Reds.
The Cincinnati Reds.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So they didn't become the Red Sox. So that answers the question I was on right now.
They were. Now they've shortened it down to the Cincinnati Reds.
Okay. So are they still around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So this is their birthday. They were born on this day in 1866.
Whoa.
Yeah. 1868, All England Lawn Tennis Club was founded as the All England Croquet Club. In 1877, the name changed to the All England Croquet and Lawn Tennis Club. All right. 1872, Black Canadian inventor Elijah McCoy was granted a patent for lubricators for steam engines, and I believe, the real McCoy. This is the birth of that statement. Because blah blah blah. Is it a good lubricant? Yes, it's the real McCoy.
Yeah.
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 I know where the saying, the whole 9 yards comes from and everything. So
yeah.
is that the ontology, of this of that statement?
I think so.
I believe so. You know what? Origin of the real McCoy. Is it? Yeah. Why do people call things the real McCoy? Blah blah blah. The English language full of phrases. Yada yada yada. The name McCoy might immediately bring to mind the Hatfield McCoy clans who quarreled along the West Virginia-Kentucky border in the 19th century. But there's yada yada. In the late 1800s, Stadian welterweight champion Norman Shelby boxed under the name Kid McCoy. 2 stories about Shelby gave a possible explanation for the phrase. In 1871, they're talking about Elijah McCoy here. So there are multiple possibilities. So now it's all just up to speculation and belief. So did you hear that? There's 3 possible explanations for the phrase from the real McCoy. Late 1800s, there was a boxer who boxed under the name Kid McCoy.
Okay.
And then the Canadian inventor Elijah McCoy that we just spoke about here.
Okay.
And then during Prohibition, Florida rum runner Bill McCoy was known for selling the good stuff.
Oh.
In other words, he never watered down his booze the way most bootleggers did back then to increase product. When his customers wanted the best rum, they may have requested it by his name, the real McCoy. So, okay.
I'm going with him.
I'm going to go with Elijah McCoy just because. So, like, the real McCoy.
I like the rum runner.
Yeah. Well, now we got to know who is the real McCoy. Well, the real McCoy, please stand up. Please stand up. 1877, first telephone and telegraph line in Hawaii was completed. Cool. The first U.S. municipal railroad, Cincinnati Southern, began operations. I'm going to do a quick image search of that here. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, there it is. Just a quick little map right there. 1881, the boundary treaty of 1881 between Chile and Argentina was signed in Buenos Aires. Okay. So that way they can solidify their border. Here's the Wikipedia right there. So let's see here. It's Chile/Argentina border or boundary. Why can't I spell boundary? Treaty. There you go. Just put that link in there really quick. Moving on up to 1888, John Boyd Dunlap applied for a patent for the pneumatic tire. That's pretty cool.
Pneumatic tire.
Pneumatic tire. So, like, I guess, like, just a tire with, like, an air thing inside of it, like, how we have it today?
I guess.
Essentially?
That's what
like,
I know that term well, but I don't know really what it means.
Like, it's just,
so it's air. A tire with air.
Patented a pneumatic tire for use on his son's tricycle. However, in 1891, Dunlap's patent was invalidated in favor of the earlier patent filed by Robert William Thompson. Oh, so he got screwed over.
Ah.
That sucks. But yeah, it's a modern tire, so I guess, it's how we do tires, I guess. 1900, first Pan-African Congress met in London, organized by Trinidadian Henry Sylvester Williams, making a plea for African self-government. I wholeheartedly support that. The Canadian government reviewed immigration policy, prohibiting criminals and paupers from landing in Canada. Speaking of Canada, like 10 minutes or so, give or take, before you came in, there's the Act of Union, which unified Upper and Lower Canada into one unified Canada.
Oh, okay.
And also, all the French-speaking people became under the authority of the British and all that stuff, and they made English the official language of the government.
I think it's a bilingual country.
Now it is, yes. Yeah. 902, Dutch Excelsior Soccer Club was established in Rotterdam. The first division winners, 1973-74, 78-79, and 2005 through 06. 1903, the Ford Motor Company sold its first car. All right. 904, ice cream cone was created during the St. Louis World's Fair, reputedly by Charles E. Mentions. So there we go, the birth of the ice cream cone. I don't know why that's not in the title. Wait, is it? Oh, it is. Okay, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Typographer, Union Act, ice cream cone.
Good.
40,000 tiles and more. Oh yeah, you haven't seen anything. So there's the thumbnail today. Look at that.
No
Isn't
ice
that
cream
awesome?
cone in there. No
right
picture.
Here. No, it's right here.
Where?
You don't see that.
Geez, yes, okay. I got it disguised with the black and white behind it.
Oh yeah.
Just a cone,
Yeah.
I went right by it.
Man, then you're not a certified fatty like I am. Like I'll smell out that ice cream, 1900, pogroms against Jews in Odessa, Russia. Like, that's our 4th or 5th Jew article today already. That's yikes. 906, the Amston building collapsed in Framingham, Massachusetts, United States, claiming 12 lives. And they do have some photos of the wreckage, 1906, so it's not going to be big or high quality, but I mean, like, look at that. And, all that stuff, like, destroyed. That looks like they're rebuilding it or something there. 1908, the second constitution was accepted by the Ottomans. 1913, Arabs attacked the Jewish community of Rojava in Palestine. Yikes. I'm going to say that's our 7th Jew article. 1914, Austria-Hungary presented an ultimatum to Serbia demanding acceptance within 48 hours, making peacekeeping difficult. So from another source, we have the July crisis. Austria-Hungary issued a series of demands in an ultimatum to the Kingdom of Serbia, demanding Serbia to allow the Austrians to determine who assassinated Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Serbia accepted all but one of these demands, and Austria declared war later on July 28th, and 5 days from now. Yikes. 1917, Cleveland Metropolitan Park District was established in Greater Cleveland, Ohio. All right. And there it is, you know, the Cleveland Metro Parks, and this is their park map and all that stuff. So yeah, that's a cool park right there. Mm-hmm. If it'll load, yeah. That's actually really nice looking. Look at that. That's cool. Yeah. That's an awesome, cool little road. You know, like and then you can almost turn that into a little go-kart track.
Yeah.
You know? So, 1919, Prince Regent Alexander Karađorđević signed the decree establishing the University of Ljubljana. Well, you pronounce this word here. Nope. 1920, British East Africa was renamed Kenya and became a British Crown colony.
Kenya, yeah.
Yeah. Kenya, believe it?
Oh.
And it's actually named after Kenyatta. I forgot his first name. But
don't you mean pinata?
No, his actual name was Kenyatta. His last name.
Yeah.
But
hence Kenya, huh?
Yeah. Like how Ibn Saud founded Saudi Arabia, named after the Saud family. Kenya is named after the Kenya family. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Saudi Arabia, isn't that House of Saud?
Yeah.
Or, Arabic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but the I forgot what country it was, but he was the first president of some country, but his name was Canaan Banana. He was the first president of Zimbabwe. Okay, There you go. Yeah. What the heck of a weird name,
Banana.
It's almost like sounds like a racial thing, but that was his name, you know? So, 1921, Shen Duxiu, Li Dazo, and others founded the Chinese Communist Party in Shanghai with guidance from the Soviet-backed Communist International Comintern and Dutch Communist Henk Schieveritz. Shen Duxiu was elected its leader. And everything went to shit from there. 25, New York Yankee Lou Gehrig got his first of 23 career Grand Slams. Now I want to go to Denny's, get us some breakfast. No, 1 century ago. We had it 3 centuries ago in 1726, by the way, earlier today. Yeah. Cool. 1926, French government of Raymond's Poincaré formed. National Railway Company of Belgium formed. The NNBS/SNCFB. 1926 as well, Fox Film bought the patents of the Movie Tone sound system for recording sound onto film. Wow. That's pretty big right there. Fox Movie Tone.
Yeah.
Oh, there's something to read. Oh, that's a small thing to read. What does this say? I'm not going to read the small things. Whatever. Anyway, 27, first station of the Indian Broadcasting Company went on the air in Bombay. Cool. 29. Oh, that's disrespectful in India. So, sorry.
Yeah, you told me that once.
Or like it's disrespectful somewhere. Cool. Jazz hands. Trying to support them. Yeah. Let's see here. 29. The fascist government in Italy banned the use of foreign words. Of course they did. 1930. Earthquake struck Ariano in Italy, killing 1,500 people. Pittsburgh, I guess, Trainer ended both games with home runs. First and 9th, second and 13th. It just says Pitts Pie Trainer. It's a weird name.
You just want to jump in on the banning words?
Yeah, the Italy thing?
Fascist?
Yeah.
The French, and I don't know how many years ago, not that many, but I'm going to say maybe 20 years ago, required their private companies to rename all tech words not use English, find a French word for it.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I remember you telling me about that a long time ago, because a lot of inventions were, from this country, they were in English and everything. So, instead of pencil, they had a pencil or something,
Whatever, yeah.
How stupid and
like
incredibly...
a floppy disk, you can't have disk.
Yeah. That's xenophobia to a whole nother level,
Well, they want the purity. They don't want any encroachment.
There is no such thing as purity. We're all a bunch of dirty. Every human on this planet, we're all a bunch of dirty apes. Okay,
I prefer mutts.
Well, whatever. We're all filthy creatures. So just stir yourself in the muck and help us
filthy creatures.
Yeah, we are.
Unless you look at our roadsides.
1931, the United Kingdom transferred the Ashmore and Cartier Islands to the Indian Ocean, to Australia.
Good.
All right.
I wonder how they're transferring something to the Indian Ocean.
Yeah, I was just like, wait a minute. We also have France announced it cannot afford to send a team in the 1932 Los Angeles Olympics due to the Great Depression, but eventually managed to send a team. Cool.
All that, the Coliseum downtown and all that
Oh, yeah.
was built for the 32 Olympics.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And the one we were in, right? With like the guy in the ball thing, you know? Right?
Kind of the ball thing?
Like, we went there to see some game, or was that somewhere else?
No,
Long time ago.
That's something else.
Okay.
We did go down to the museums there,
Yeah.
and then the stadiums, right, with the museums and everything.
Yeah.
The big football stadium.
Yeah. 1936 in Catalonia, Spain, the United Socialist Party of Catalonia was founded through the merger of socialist and communist parties. Yikes. 1 year later, isolation of pituitary hormone was announced. Yale University. It's pretty big right there. 1940, the United States' Undersecretary of State, Sumner Welles, issued a declaration on the U.S. non-recognition policy of the Soviet annexation and incorporation of 3 Baltic states, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. Mom's time, acceptance 1 year later. Adolf Hitler's Directive Number 45 ordered for army to advance on Stalingrad. Poor mom. She just gets the worst mom's time.
Nailed it every time.
Oh, man. 42, World War II, Operation Edelweiss, a German plan to gain control over the Caucasus, began. Operation Braunschweig began on the Eastern Front. Okay, 42, I'm about to sneeze here, so... 42, Bulgarian poet and communist activist Nikola Vespartazov was executed by firing squad.
Ooh.
That's not good. 43, the Relay Bath chair murder occurred in Relay, Essex, England. What the heck is even that? Let's see it. There's a chair, and it appears to be like scorched or something. The chair murder. So somebody got murdered in that chair? Retaining pin, striker plate brackets, igniter holder, striker plate body. There's a bomb. So they put a bomb on a folding chair? Or is that a wheelchair? I can't tell, dude. Oh.
It looks like a wheelchair, but it's not. I'm not sure.
Well, right here. There you go. There's a wheelchair. World War II.
That's way
darkest
too
crime.
modern. That's way too modern. Though.
Well, that's just a thumbnail.
Oh.
This is for a YouTube video. So, 1943 as well, near World War II. The British destroyers HMS Eclipse and HMS Lafayette sunk the Italian submarine Asagagi in the Mediterranean after she torpedoed the cruiser HMS Newfoundland. And it's this submarine right here. Very weird things to try to pronounce. 44, Bretton Woods Conference ended, establishing the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, later part of the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. Great. We also have Chicago Cubs' Bill Nicholson hit 4 home runs in the doubleheader. Pretty cool. I want to go back here to a second to this conference to see. Yep, here we go. Okay, I do have a link. So, Bretton Woods Conference. Bretton Woods Conference. Put that in there. Let's see here. It was a gathering of 730 delegates from all 44 allied nations at the Mount Washington Hotel in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, United States, to regulate what would become the international monetary and financial order after the conclusion of World War II. So the New World Order.
Yeah.
You know, like what Eisenhower warned us about in his farewell address. You know, the upcoming military-industrial complex, the New World Order, and the dangers of spending, especially deficit spending. 44 as well, Chicago Cubs, Bill Nicholson hit, we got that 4 home runs in the doubleheader. U.S. troops occupy Pisa, Italy. Cool. Can you imagine, like, you know, taking that tower?
Yeah, I'd be more excited. I'd be going there for pizza. Oh, not the same thing.
No, but you could get pizza, probably in Pisa. No, a pizza. Is that where Little Caesars come from? Pizza? 45.
I'm sorry I set you off.
Marshal Philippe Pétain, leader of the French Vichy collaborationist regime during World War II, went on trial. Good. I hope they executed him. Did they? No, he just died at the age of 95 and 51, so I guess they didn't execute him, unfortunately. Loons time, 1946. Mannequin begins. Zionist military group Irgun bombed the King David Hotel, the then British administrative headquarters for Palestine. We covered that yesterday. That's weird that it's here again. So, 47, first U.S. Navy Air Squadron of Jets, Quonset Point, Rhode Island. Let's do an image search of that really quick. We got the ice cream. We'll get to that here in a minute. I guess these are the jets. That doesn't look like a jet. Well, yeah,
that looks like a jet.
Intake right there, I guess. Yeah, that's not a jet. That's a propeller.
Yeah.
So, that's not a jet. This might be a jet.
That looks like a jet.
Yeah. What else we got here? 1952, General Naguib seized power and overthrew the monarchy in Egypt. This is their national day. So it says here from another source, General Mohammed Naguib led the Free Officers Movement, formed by Gamal Abdel Nasser, the real power behind the coup, in overthrowing King Farouk of Egypt. Nasser, that sounds familiar.
Nasser, yeah.
Yeah.
He got gunned down. In a parade or something.
Ooh.
That was in the 60s or 70s. I believe it was Nasser. I'm pretty sure it was him.
Gamal Abdel Nasser?
Yeah.
Let me,
see if he's assassinated.
Yeah, let me look him up here really quick. There he is. Heart attack in 1970.
So it wasn't him. It's the guy after him.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Let's see, what else here? 55, English speed ace Donald Campbell drove Bluebird K7 to a new water speed record at Ullswater in the English Lake District, becoming the first boat to surpass 200 miles per hour at 202.32 miles per hour, or 325.60 kilometers per hour. Then that's that boat. I mean, look at that thing skimming.
Well, I'll tell you.
200
That's so
miles
dangerous.
an hour. Oh, like...
These guys are crazy.
Yeah, I know. They're absolutely nuts. Like, getting out there and reaching those speeds. I mean, like, look at that.
All you gotta do is catch some air under that, boy. You flip over backwards.
Oh, yeah. It's not good. What else we got here? 1955, New York Yankees Bob Serv and E. Howard were the first to hit consecutive pinch home runs. Pretty cool. 56, Bell the X-2 rocket plane set world aircraft speed record of 3,050 kilometers per hour. And
Kilometers, okay.
Yeah, that's that aircraft right there.
Yeah.
Cool looking bird. So, let's see here.
That was a jet.
Absolutely a jet, yeah. There's what it looks like. Just a straight up bullet looking thing,
That's just built for speed. Plain and
absolutely. But what's 3,050 kilometers per hour to freedom units?
That'd be 1,000 plus miles an hour.
How many hamburgers per hot dog is this? Freedom Units Converter. There actually is a website.
Oh, no.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's see here. Selecting units. Standard units. Oh, here we go. Okay, so kilometers. Let's see here. There we go. So what is that? 3,050 kilometers to banana. Oh my goodness.
What?
Okay, this is not an actual thing. Bald Eagle Wingspan, AR-15, can of Coke, Grizzly. These are all different units of measurements. Like, what's 350 kilometers to Central Park? Or like, how many cans of Coke can fit in the 3,050 kilometers? Okay, so this is, you know what? This is hilarious. I'm gonna play with that later. Freedom.
Only you.
I
get that.
Wow. Wow. Okay, but what is it actually?
You didn't get an answer. How many miles per hour?
Miles per hour. Okay, let's see here. 1,895.18 miles per hour.
So it's almost 2.
Yeah. 1956, Joe Cronin and Hank Greenberg were inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. The Lowy Cadre was passed by the French Republic to organize French overseas territory affairs. 58, first 4 women named to peerage in the House of Lords in the UK. That's pretty big right there. 61, Stadion opera singer Grace Bummery became the first black singer to perform at the Bayreuth Festival in Germany, earning 42 curtain calls. Nice. That's some truck or something.
Yeah.
The Sandinista National Liberation Front was founded in Nicaragua. I'll look that up here really quick. Let's see here. Here it is. Okay, so let's see the SNLF. Let's throw that in there. So let's see here. Its members are called Sandinistas in both English and Spanish. The party is named after yada yada yada. They overthrew Anastasio Somoza Devedale in the 1979 Nicaraguan Revolution, ending the Somoza family's political control of Nicaragua.
That part's good.
and established a revolutionary government in its place. Having seized power, the Sandinists ruled Nicaragua from 79 to 90, first as part of a junta of national reconstruction.
So that's not good.
Yeah. Following the resignation of centrist members from the junta, the FSLN took executive power in March of 81. They instituted literacy programs, nationalization, land reform, and devoted significant resources to health care, but came under international criticism for human rights abuses, including mass execution and oppression of indigenous peoples.
What a surprise.
A lot of stuff happening here, so...
All bad.
Yeah. 62, the International Agreement on the Neutrality of Laos was signed. The Telstar relayed the first publicly transmitted live transatlantic television program featuring Walter Cronkite.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. 62 as well, Jackie Robinson became the first black stadium to be inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Excellent. 64, Egyptian munition ship Star of Alexandria exploded at dockside in Bone, Algeria. 100 died, 160 were injured, and $20 million in damage occurred. Wow. 64 as well, Kansas City A's Bert Campaneris hit a home run on the first pitch he saw from Twins Jim Cat and added a second home run later, also off Cat in Minnesota.
Wow.
Separate these two.
Yeah.
65, Dick Stewart hit a home run in a Major League record 23rd different park. They record everything.
I know.
What the hell?
They do. They literally do.
Yeah. 66, Cavern Club in Liverpool reopened. Frank Sinatra's album, Strangers in the Night, hit number 1 on the U.S. charts and won a Grammy for Record of the Year and Best Male Vocal Performance. 66 as well, Napoleon the 14th released They're Coming to Take Me Away, haha. And I actually have that song here.
Remember when you ran away and I got on my knees and begged you not to leave because I'd go berserk? Well, you left me anyhow, and then the days got worse and worse, and now you see I'm...
Yeah, he just, eventually he's like, oh, they're coming to take me away to the funny farm. Like, we all know those lyrics. But, like, I listened to half the song, and oh my goodness, it is dark. Like...
Really?
Yeah, like, it is, like, I couldn't listen to it. Like, it was really, really dark.
I've never heard it before.
It was really dark. Like, it's this descent into madness, and then he's going on about, like, how he lost his mind, and it's like, yikes, dude. Like, 1967, 43 people died in a race riot in Detroit, 2,000 were injured, and 442 fires occurred. So from other sources, we have the Detroit riots. In Detroit, one of the worst riots in United States history began on 12th Street in the predominantly black Stadium inner city. It ultimately killed 43 people, injured 342 others, and burnt about 1,400 buildings. Yikes. 67 as well, first successful liver transplant on 19-month-old Julie Rodriguez by Dr. Starzl at the University of Colorado. Wow.
I'm surprised it's that late, 67?
Yeah. Well, surprised it's on, like, such a young person, too.
Yeah.
You know? Like, they're 19 months old and you're gonna, like, transplant, well, I guess if they're gonna die, like, if you don't do it, they're gonna die anyway, so give it a shot. 1967 as well, pirate radio station Swinging Scotland closed down for financial reasons. 68, Fred Blassie won 5th Wrestling World Championship belt. Yep. We also have PLO's first hijacking of an El Al plane. The only successful hijacking of an El Al aircraft took place when a Boeing 707 carrying 10 crew and 38 passengers was taken over by 3 members of the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine. The aircraft was en route from Rome to Lod, Israel. 68 as well, we have a race riot in Cleveland, killed 11 people, including 3 police officers. So we have the Glenville shootout. In Cleveland, Ohio, a violent shootout between a black militant organization and the Cleveland Police Department occurred. During this shootout, a riot began and lasted for 5 days. Despite being 10% of the population, who commits at least 70% of the crimes? Numbers don't lie, and numbers aren't hateful. They just say things. 1970, a ban on parades and public processions until January 1971 was announced by the Stormont government, Northern Ireland Parliament. And somebody's backing up again, and there they stopped. Qaboos bin Said Al Said became Sultan of Oman after overthrowing his father, Said ibn Taimur, initiating massive reforms, modernization programs, and ends to a decade-long civil war. Nice.
Overthrew his father?
And to end a war? To end a war. A civil war. That's a decade long. You know?
Wow.
I mean, better than killing him. I've heard that. You know, that's happened many times.
They
So.
ended up killing him.
Alexander the Great might have killed his dad. Like, I think his name was Darius or something. I don't remember. But seriously, no. Like, you know, there's.
Oh, it's not the first time.
Oh, absolutely. You know, so.
Killed kings and all kinds of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, you know, there's a lot of. So I mean, like, even in Greek mythology, like, you know, the gods, they killed each other. Like, Kronos ate a rock, presuming it was baby Zeus, because he was trying to kill him because there was some prophecy that Zeus was going to kill him or enslave him or something, and then he was Zeus, you know, as a baby was saved and everything. He was raised by Kronos or whatever, or maybe that's God of Warlord, but I do know that, you know, the initial part was real, and then eventually later on Zeus does eventually overthrow Kronos, so the prophecy was fulfilled. 71, the British Army carried out early morning raids across Northern Ireland and arrested 48 people. 72, first Earth Resources Technology Satellite, ERTS, was launched to document global land use change as a joint NASA-USGS United States Geological Survey program, and was later renamed Landsat-1. Okay, so that's what an Earth Resources Satellite is. I can remove my little note there. 73, Ozark Owl Flight 809 was knocked out of the air by lightning while landing in St. Louis, killing 38. Wow, that's terrible. 73 as well, U.S. President Richard Nixon refused to release Watergate tapes of conversations in the White House relevant to the Watergate investigation. So much for being not a crook.
Yeah.
You know? Absolutely a crook.
His own demise. He had to have tapes. He's a big historian, you know.
You don't get the nickname Tricky Dick by being a decent person.
Well, he wanted that for history.
Oh.
He wanted all those tapes for history.
Well,
it was his undoing.
Yeah, stupid. The Greek military junta collapsed in 1974, and former Prime Minister Konstantinos Karamanlis was invited to lead the new government, beginning Greece's Metapolitization era. Okay. 75, LA Dodgers W. Crawford and Lee Lacy were the fifth to hit consecutive pinch home runs. How are they both the fifth? That's weird. LA Dodgers, W. Crawford and Lee Lacy are fifth to hit, where is it? 75? Where am I? Right here. Right here.
Are fifth
to hit consecutive pinch home runs. But how are two people in the same spot?
It's read wrong somehow.
That's weird. Something to look up.
It's written wrong. I mean. Yeah.
76, 42nd NFL Chicago All-Star Game, Pittsburgh 24, All-Stars 0. So I guess they're not the All-Stars anymore, are they? 24-0. How do you suck? 52,895 attendees saw them, like, just absolutely, like, you know, be terrible. Like, hell, I might have scored 1 point, and I'm not even an athlete. Baltimore Oriole Reggie Jackson homered in 6 consecutive games. That's pretty cool. 77, Washington jury convicted 12 Hanafi Muslims on hostage charges. 1978, Franklin Bradshaw was moited in Salt Lake City by his grandson, Mark Schroeder, at the instigation of his mother, Frances Schroeder. Well, more family, like, horribleness. I mean, like, you know, like, I read things like this, both in history and in the news and everything, and I just thank my lucky stars how blessed I am with you. You know? Like, despite all the other stuff from the rest of the family is done, none of that is as bad as what we've just read. No. You know, it can be so much worse. So I'll take what I can get. 78, we got that one. Israeli government rejected Sadat's call for the return of 2 Sinai areas. Mayonnaise returned to help Yankees with their 5th consecutive game. Who's Mayonnaise? Is that a guy?
It must be.
1978. Like, it just says.
Pronounce it right. I don't.
Mayence. Mayence.
I know. I see it. No.
Do a surface level scratch for the article really quick. Oh, okay. Just telling me about this season, though. 79, George Brett of the Kansas City Royals achieved his 1,000th career hit in Major League Baseball. That's epic.
Wow.
1980, River of No Return wilderness area surrounding the Salmon River in Idaho was designated by U.S. President Jimmy Carter, and what a beautiful.
Oh man, look at that.
Yeah, like, then let me get off of that. Look at all this. Like, this is just gorgeous. No wonder it's called the River of No Return. I wouldn't want to come back from here. You know, just make a little cabin, on the shoreline, and spend the rest of my days hunting salmon.
I wonder where that is in Idaho.
Well, over by the Salmon River.
Yeah, but I don't know where that is.
Well,
don't worry about it now.
Okay. Let's see. River of No Return, Idaho map. Let's see here. Right there.
Maybe the Salmon River.
Right there. So that's the River of
okay.
No Return. Okay. Right in central Idaho.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. 1980, Soyuz 37 ferried 2 cosmonauts, including 1 Vietnamese, to Salyut 6. So Pham Thanh became the first Vietnamese citizen and the first Asian in space when he flew aboard the Soyuz 37 mission as an intercosmos research cosmonaut. So that's another thing that the Soviets were just mobbing the floor with us in a space race, international and interracial.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Crazy. 82, FCC approved AM stereo radio. KTSA in San Antonio, Tejas became the first station in the U.S. to broadcast in stereo. Cool. International Whaling Commission voted for a total ban on commercial whaling starting in 1985. Too bad that doesn't cover Japan. 1982 as well, outside Santa Clarita, California, actor Vic Morrow and 2 children were killed when a helicopter crashed onto them while shooting a scene from Twilight Zone, the movie. Now, I was watching a little documentary about Glory, the movie about the Civil War, about, I think it was the 34th or whatever regiment, the All Black, and everything.
Yeah.
And apparently, while they were shooting the film and everything, they found an actual body somewhere. It's sort of like, presumably Middle Eastern descent, some guy. The case was never solved. The guy was never identified to this day.
Wow.
They still, they obviously, they got the body out of there, the coroner and everything.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's wild.
Try to do it through DNA. No, nothing.
Well, I don't think there was DNA back then. This was like 88 or something, or it was 89.
Well, okay.
When was Glory? Hold on a second. Glory movie. Let's see, 89. So maybe DNA was around.
I wonder when it did start really popping in.
When was DNA used for foreign?
It had to be by 89 or 90, I'm thinking for sure.
National DNA testing for crimes. When and how it started? 1984.
Okay. So it was around.
Okay, 84, 86, somewhere in here. So, you know what? I'm going to throw this in the underbar section as well. When was DNA used for forensics? Question mark. Hyphen. Moving on up to, I didn't mean to do that, moving on up to 1983. Air Canada Flight 143 ran out of fuel and made a successful dead stick landing at Gimli, Manitoba, earning the nickname Gimli Glider. Yikes.
Gimli.
83 as well. 13 Sri Lanka Army soldiers were killed after a deadly ambush by the Militant Liberation Tigers of Tamil Eelam. 84, Kansas City Royals Dan Quinsbury achieved his 200th career save. 1987, AO's time. Can I get through my life in 7 minutes?
No.
Petra Felke of East Germany threw javelin 78.89 meters, a women's record. Pretty cool. I don't think I can throw it that far.
No. I don't think I could either.
RNI, Brooklyn, New York, pirate radio station began broadcasting on 1620 AM. Said Iota, Morocco, ran world record 5,000 meters in 12 minutes 58.39 seconds. 1988, Saskatchewan's Dave Ridgway kicked record 8 field goals versus Edmonton. General Ne Win, effective ruler of Burma since 1962, resigned after pro-democracy protests. 1989, Fox TV topped ABC, NBC, and CBS for the first time with America's Most Wanted. 1989 as well, Ringo Starr's first all-star band debuted in concert. Members included Joe Walsh, Nils Lofgren, Rick Danko, Levin Helm, Clarence Clemens, Dr. John, Billy Preston, and Jim Keltner. Any of those names ring a bell?
Other than Ringo, no.
Okay. 1989, winds gusted up to 85 miles per hour at Fort Smith, Arkansas. That's an interesting thing to document, but okay, cool. 1990, Grateful Dead keyboardist Brent Meidlin performed Unexpected last show with a group at the World Music Theater, Tinley Park, Illinois. What happened? Did he die or something? Let me look that up here.
He did.
Brent Meidlin died October 21st, 1952. No, I was born. No.
Okay.
July 26, 1990. Okay, that's 3 days.
Yeah.
At the age of 37. in Lafayette. Wow, what a shame.
Yeah.
1990 as well, South African worker.
37 or 27?
37.
Okay, so he wasn't part of the 27 club.
No. Double check. 37. Okay. South African Workers Union billionaire at the age of 60 was arrested on treason charges but was released after suffering a heart attack. What an easy way to get out of that. 91, James Ferrantino of Dynasty was arrested in Canada for cocaine possession. The show Dynasty? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
91, Rob Dibble, back from a 3-game suspension, was ejected for throwing at and hitting Cubs base runner Doug DeSazigo as the Cubs won 8-5. Wow. That guy needs to be kicked out. 92, Bruce Springsteen began a world tour, his first with musicians other than the E Street Band.
Yeah.
Now this one's not good. A Vatican commission led by Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger established that limiting certain rights of homosexual people and non-married couples is not equivalent to discrimination on grounds of race or gender. Excuse me? Yes, it is. Like, is it not?
I would think so.
Yeah. 92, Abkhazia declared independence from Georgia. If you can pronounce this better than I can, by all means,
That's
go
in
for
Europe,
it.
Georgia.
Yes. 93, Chris Boardman cycled a world record 1-hour distance of 52.27 kilometers. New York Yankee Mark Hutton became the first Australian to be a starting pitcher as they beat the Angels 5-2. Yankees, Red Sox, and Blue Jays are in a 3-way tie for first. Oh, now we have people from down under coming into our baseball, eh?
Yeah.
1994, all 40,000 ceiling tiles in the Kingdom must be replaced.
Ooh.
That was the one that was falling, right? We were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah,
or whatever.
yesterday, yes.
Well, 2 days ago, but yesterday they had to cancel a game because of all the thing, or they did that 2 days. I don't know. We've covered that 3 days now. So, 94, Goodwill Games 3 opened in St. Petersburg, Russia. That's pretty cool. Space Shuttle STS-65 Columbia 17 landed after a record 14 days and 55 minutes in space. Now we've spent hundreds, of days in space, like even like a year or more.
Yeah.
So, 94, longest baseball rain delay, 3 minutes 39 seconds as Giants.
3 hours 39 minutes.
Okay, 3 hours 39 minutes as Giants defeated Mets 4-2 in New York City. 95, Comet Hale-Bopp was discovered and became visible on to the naked eye nearly a year later. So there it is. When it was discovered. Yeah. What it looked like zoomed in right there. And artist's interpretation of this comet, right there. And more satellite, or not satellite, but more like, or I guess satellite or telescope images.
Yeah, but where's the tail on that thing?
Well, it's coming at us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, the tail's always burning away from the sun. So when the comet, imagine that this is the sun, and I think you already know this, but when a comet is coming towards it, the tail's burning this way.
Yeah.
But when the comet's going away from it, the tail's burning also this way. So the comet can literally go and do this, and then when it's going away, the tail's moving out from in front of it. It's kind of weird. So it's just stuff that's burning off because of the solar wind and radiation and everything. 97, Dallas TV station KXAS settled with Dallas Cowboys Michael Irvin and Eric Williams for reporting false sexual allegations against them. Wow. 97 as well, the U.S. State Department ruled that Turkey's agreement to purchase $23 billion worth of natural gas from Iran does not violate the Iran and Libya Sanctions Act. Okay, cool. 97 as well, Digital Equipment Corporation filed antitrust charges against chipmaker Intel. Alright. 99, Space Shuttle Columbia launched on STS-93 with Eileen Collins becoming the first female space shuttle commander. Good job. The shuttle also carried and deployed the Chandra X-ray Observatory. That's pretty substantial. So good job, lady. 2000, British Open Men's Golf, St. Andrews Tiger Woods defeated Thomas Bjorn and Ernie Els by 8 shots to win his first Open title and to become the youngest player at only 24 to win all 4 major titles.
Wow.
Dude, epic. And now he's just a drunken schlub, crashing cars into trees all the time. 2001, Megawati Soekarno-Putri was sworn in as the first female president of Indonesia following her predecessor's impeachment. What a cool name, Megawati. It sounds electric, And it's not even on the primary source.
Almost like Passamaquoddy.
Turned her pink. 2002, the European Coal and Steel Community, ECSC, treaty including Germany, France, Belgium, and Luxembourg, expired 50 years after it entered into force. 2008, Cape Verde joined the World Trade Organization, becoming its 153rd member. 1 year after that, 2009, Mark Buehrle of the Chicago White Sox became the 18th pitcher to throw a perfect game in MLB history, defeating Tampa Bay Rays 5-0.
I didn't know there's that many perfect games.
Well,
18.
So far
That
now,
date.
how many perfect games is MLB? Let's see, list of perfect games. Over 151 years of Major League Baseball history and over 243,700 games, there have been 24 official perfect games by the current definition. No pitcher has thrown more than one. The perfect game thrown by Don Larson in Game 5 of the 1956 World Series is the only postseason perfect game in Major League history and one of the only 3 postseason no-hitters. The first 2 Major League perfect games and the only 2 of the pre-modern era were thrown in 1880, 5 days apart. Wow, yeah, we covered that. I remember that.
Yeah, I do remember something about that.
So
wait, this is saying 18. So is this like Major League Baseball or is this American National or whatever?
Well, this is Chicago White Sox, MLB history. So 2009, 18. Now there's 24. So since 2009, there has been 6 more perfect games.
In 16, 17 years?
MLB
Wow.
perfect games.
You know, 18 in all of history up until 2009. Now you're telling me there's, 16 more?
So
I'm
you're
not
94,
buying it.
98, 22, okay, 81, 91, 98. What was this,
Yeah,
2009? 2009?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's the one we just got.
Yeah.
And we have May 9th, 2010, May 29th, 2010. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what I said, 6. 24.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
24.
thinking 16.
No.
That's still a lot, but okay. That
No.
makes at least.
No, you got mixed up because this was the 18th perfect game in 2009.
Yeah.
And then since then we've had 6 because now there's 24. So between 2009 and now, there's been 6 perfect games.
There's 24 now, and we had
Yes.
18. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. How did I get 16?
Because you're 80 years old. In 2009, the Bank of Canada announced the end of the recession, even though it remained nascent and still dependent on government stimulus money. 2010.
At least I was right. We couldn't possibly have 16 of them. That part was right.
Now you're fishing. In 2010, the English boy band One Direction was formed during the X Factor television talent show as Niall Horan, Harry Styles, Liam Payne, Zayn Malik, and Louis Tomlinson joined together. I've heard of One Direction, and I don't give it a shit.
Never heard of them.
Yeah. Well, Harry Styles needs a new hairstylist because that looks like, it looks like me in the morning, just like kind of. Yeah, at least I have like, a freaking brush next to me, man. So, 2011, a high-speed train rear-ended another on the viaduct on the Yan-Taiwan Railway line in Wenzhou, Zhejiang Province, China, resulting in 40 deaths. That is terrifying. 2012, a series of attacks across Iraq killed 103 people. A solar storm of 2012, the solar storm of 2012 was an unusually large coronal mass ejection that was emitted by the sun, which barely missed the Earth by 9 days. If it hit, it would have caused up to 2,600,000,000,000 billion. No, that's
Billion.
billion. 2 billion. No, that's trillion. 2,600,000,000,000.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I screwed this up here. U.S. dollars in damages to electrical equipment worldwide.
2.5 trillion.
Yeah, is that the number right here? Correctly, right here. Okay, 1,000 million billion trillion. Okay, yeah, there it is. Okay, so and I actually have an image for this. Now, Earth is obviously not as close. That's the Earth right here, by the way.
Yeah.
So it's obviously
Where
not
is it? I'm sorry.
right here.
Oh,
that little
okay.
blue dot. You see that little blue dot?
Yeah.
That's the Earth.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
it.
Now, this is just to show because the Earth is not that close to the sun,
Right.
but these things do come way out here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's what we missed by 9 days.
Yeah.
I mean, that would have cooked us.
Yeah. Oh.
You know?
Oh.
Oh. Like
Billions probably would have died.
yes, ejection.
Long term.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like this is what a coronal mass ejection is. Like you've seen those little, like those
Yeah.
rubber band things.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes they snap, and they really snap.
Yeah.
You know.
You
And
fling it.
yeah, and that almost hit us. Like, that's... The sun is no joke. It's terrifying.
Oh,
So, 2014, a 20th Commonwealth Games opened in Glasgow, Scotland. 2015, NASA's Kepler mission announced the discovery of the most Earth-like planet yet, Kepler 452b, located 1,400 light years from Earth. It's from the by the Kepler Space Telescope, not that one here, but right here. So it orbits a star that's 10 times larger than the Sun, but it orbits in the habitable zone of a G2 type star. Our year is 365 days, as we know. Its year is 385 days.
Oh, okay.
It is 1.6 times the size of Earth. So, discovered on July 23rd, 2015. So the most Earth-like exoplanet out there.
A lot of available land then.
Are you saying it's free real estate?
It's there to grab.
Hold on a sec. I gotta free real estate. I gotta play this meme for you. So I can. Where is it? Right here.
The house is free! The house is free!
I guess that's yeah. Of course, Tim and Eric is always screaming. I thought you said it calmly though. Anyway, 2015 Supreme Court rejected Bill Cosby's petition against a civil case for his alleged sexual assault of a 15-year-old girl at the Playboy Mansion in 1974. Why is there a 15-year-old girl at the Playboy Mansion?
Yeah,
okay,
good question.
that's a problem in itself. Yuck. Freaking, you do, like, that's why I don't like Playboy. Like, Hugh Hefner was a fucking, map, dude. A minor attracted person. That's what they like to be called nowadays. Sick. 2016, suicide bomb in Kabul killed 80 during a protest march. Islamic State claimed responsibility. 2018, Sabrina by Nick D'Arso became the first graphic novel named to the long list for Man Barrico Prize for Best Fiction written in English. Okay. 250,000 doses of vaccines for children produced by a firm in China were faulty, according to reports in China. Yikes. So you know how bad it is when China even admits wrong. 2018, a dam collapsed while under construction in Attebeo province, Laos, Laotia. We know where Laotia is. Killing at least 20 with more than 100 missing. But look at this, man.
Ooh.
Like up on the roof and everything. There's a lot worse.
Yeah.
There we go. Like look at that flooding.
Yeah.
Those are houses down there.
Yeah.
Terrifying. 2018 environmental reports find China on track to reach new emission targets, but carbon dioxide emissions rose to 9.2 billion metric tons in 2017, more than the U.S. and Europe combined. 2018 as well, International Monetary Fund predicted inflation of 1,000,000% in Venezuela by the end of 2018. Yikes. Japan recorded its highest ever temperature at 41.1 Celsius or 105.98 Fahrenheit in Kumagaya. Yikes, that is hot. Slum homes for 30,000 people were demolished to make way for a dual carriageway in Nairobi, Kenya. So, white people aren't the only ones who displace, the financially impoverished. Everybody does it, So, holy crap, did you see that?
No.
Oh, I thought that was a traffic jam for a second. That's just a
my
slum.
God.
Okay. That still is bad,
Yeah.
A wildfire in the East Africa killed at least 102 people. It is the deadliest wildfire in the history of Greece. Or not East Africa, East Attica. Sorry, my bad. East Attica. Misread that again. So, the deadliest wildfire in the history of Greece. 2019, BHP became the first mining company to tackle pollution and said it will invest $400 million to reduce emissions. 2019, Boris Johnson was chosen the new British Prime Minister by the ruling Conservative Party to replace Theresa May. Investigation launched after no girls born in 3 months in 132 villages in Uttarkashi district, India, with sex-selective abortions suspected as a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
I thought you were going to say China.
No, India
That's too late for India, for China.
China, yeah.
Because they had that one...
One child policy
yeah.
thing by Mao Zedong. I believe he instituted it. So,
now
29
they're paying for it big time.
Yeah, good. Hopefully that entire nation, fucking dies and the rest of the world can actually, get out of its vice grip and we can restabilize and move on without them, We don't need that. 2019, Nike's Jordan brand signed a 2019 NBA #1 draft pick Zion Williamson to richest multi-year sponsorship deal for a rookie in history, estimated 7 years for $75 million.
Crazy.
As a rookie.
They're crazy.
Fuck. U.S. Senate passed a bill championed by comedian Jon Stewart to ensure 9/11 First Responders Fund never runs out of money.
Hey, there we go.
Jon Stewart, dude, he is Like, would he be my second? Well, I don't know. Because obviously Jesus is everyone's first favorite Jew, you know. Even though at the end, he didn't really consider himself a Jew. I think he renounced Judaism, I'm not sure. But then, like, you know, Grandpa Bill, you know, my lineage, and then Mom, you know. So John Stewart, I guess, like, you know, top 10 my personal favorite Jews, you know. So he's cool. 2020, China launched its first mission to Mars, Taiwan-1, a combined orbiter, lander, and rover from Wenxing launch site, Hainan Island. All right, hold on a second. Family Guy, John Stewart. There's a line from Family Guy. Oh God, yeah, right here. Peter's putting up a scared Jew right here. More.
Oh my God, it's Hitler! He's back! He's back! Hurry, protect John Stewart!
Protect John Stewart. 2020, China, we got that one. Also, South Africa recorded more than 400,000 Kung Flu cases. Everybody was Kung Flu fighting. You know, with a death toll of over 143,000, the real number of cases was likely up to 13 times higher, according to the Center for Disease Control, the CDC. Fearmonger, fearmonger, fearmonger. U.S. President Trump said he could send 75,000 federal agents to deal with violence in stadium cities like Portland, drawing backlash. Yeah, they get all mad. You know, they turned him down because they
take
want
care of your city.
They want everything to fall apart so they can blame it on him. No matter what, they're never at fault. It's always orange man, or it's always white man, or it's always Christian, or always this. It's, you know, like these people just cannot hold themselves accountable. We gotta stop treating them like people if they're not gonna behave like it. You know.
And then, like in Chicago, you have a black mayor, and he won't deal with black on black killing, shooting.
So that's
crazy.
That's a disgrace to his own ethnicity.
I know, it's just nuts. What's the matter with you?
It's disgusting on a human level, and then further disgusting because he's not even helping his own little sect. You know? So, 2021, at least 164 people died in floods and landslides caused by heavy rain in the Indian state of Maharashtra. Indonesia posted a record daily number of Kung Flu deaths at 1,566. Fearmonger, fearmonger. MLB Cleveland Indians announced team will be renamed the Guardians after the Guardians of Traffic, 8 large Art Deco statues on the Hope Memorial Bridge located near their playing field. So now,
wokeism.
Not only that, very much like how they got rid of Aunt Jemima, a black lady, how they got rid of Uncle Ben, a black guy, how they got rid of the Land O'Lakes Native American, you know, from the butter, you know, native, but they didn't touch the Quaker Oats guy, a white man. They didn't touch Cracker Jack, a white boy. So now the only representation you have in the grocery store are white people. And, you know, in that same vein of like, you know, oh, blah, blah, we got to be righteous and everything. And, like, in the aspect of all this social righteousness, all they're doing is creating a world of whites only. Because because first off, I don't think the Native Americans had any problem with the Cleveland Indians being named as such.
I believe they did not.
Okay, number one. Number two, now they're named the Guardians after these white-made architecture. So now we have the team not only being renamed from something that's, you know, that they said that was offensive, that the actual natives said that was not offensive, but they replaced it with white stuff. How do people not see what's happening?
Same thing with the Washington Redskins in football.
Yeah.
Now they're the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, they're getting rid of non-white representation in the guise of being politically correct. And people are so stupid, they don't even see it. Anyway, 2021, the 32nd Summer Olympic Games officially opened at the Olympic Stadium in Tokyo, Japan. 1 year later, World Health Organization declared monkeypox to be a public health emergency of international concern, with 16,000 cases in 75 countries. Well, that's because the Kung Flu was petering out, so they needed a new fear tactic. Now they have that freaking, like, violent diarrhea thing. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, wow. 2023, Greece mounts its biggest evacuation, moving 19,000 tourists and residents out of the path of wildfires on the island of Rhodes amid the country's hottest July in 50 years. Prime Minister Hun Sen, Cambodian People's Party, CPP, declared a landslide win in the country's election amid widespread criticism after any credible opponents were barred from running. 2023, Scott Rowland and Fred McGriff were inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame, Cooperstown, New York. Snap election in Spain failed to produce a majority government with Conservative People's Party winning most seats. Excellent. 2024, China announced plans to raise its retirement age from 60 for men and 55-50 for women, one of the lowest in the world. Okay? Wish we were that good, that well off. 2024, hottest day on Earth, average global temperature of 17.15 degrees Celsius or 62.87 degrees Fahrenheit. Surpassed records set the previous day according to EU's Copernicus Climate Change Service. We said this yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
So this was removed from primary source, so they shuffled it. 2024, U.S. Secret Service.
Or this passed yesterday.
Yeah. U.S. Secret Service Director Kimberly Chittle stepped down after the agency failed to prevent an assassination attempt on Donald Trump. Yeah. This was after the agent who took out what's his face after the ear incident and the firefighter got killed. Crooks, Thomas Crooks. There was a Secret Service agent the entire time had him, and he was being told to stand down. It almost as if the agency was trying to wait until after Trump got hit before they went into action, which ultimately did happen.
What they're talking about is the director of Secret Service. Yeah.
I'm talking about the guy who had him in his scope. And then after he took the shot, he got fired. They fired him for doing his job because Trump lived.
And the woman, had a really strong Hillary Clinton connection.
That would do it. Anyway, just this time last year, 2025 Idaho killer Brian Kohlberger was sentenced to 4 consecutive life sentences in prison without parole after pleading guilty to murdering 4 University of Idaho students in 2022. And that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. These links will be down there in about 10 minutes or so. Anyway, a lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis. We can only bring you a portion between 2 sources. And in 5/4 of an hour, we have gone through 37 pages of this document. We have made it, folks.
Yes, sir.
What's
not within 10 minutes.
No. What's the code word to let us know that they're still watching up until this point?
Loons time.
Loons time. Put Loons time in the comment section. Speaking of Loons time, there we go. Hey, RMG Relaunch is saying hello. Hello, RMG. How you doing, man? Anyway, let's see here. For your dose of Bass Events Daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I am Xander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU. And until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs and subscribe. Toodles! And y'all. And y'all.